What's he doing? So he's been a monster.
Anybody out there? Looks like somebody is. All right, well, at least we're live. That's good. Hello, is anybody out there? Okay, now it's working. Great.
I'm gonna sit on this side. How come you know it's off? It's off. You know, not crazy. Because I didn't get a chance to touch any of the guys. Mic on. Don't say that.
All right, try it now. Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, everybody. What would you like to say? I mean, is it still... Oh. Well, what do they want me to say? Hey, everybody out there. Let's see what we got here.
Is that better? Can you see more?
Yeah, you can see. Well, you can see more of the seat to the left of me than the seat to the right of me.
Keep talking.
Hello, everyone out there. We are just firing up here tonight over at Craft Life. If you're in the local area, feel free to come on by. It's on 41 here in Lutz, I believe. Yeah. I mean, bullet. As you can see, we're still setting up here. Well, that's quality you get from Callahan. So that's the kind of quality you can expect from Callahan. Quality auto part maker. Yeah, I know. Can't riff some bits online?
No, you absolutely can.
Just riffing my bits. Got me a bowl of riffing bits. Is that sounding a little bit better? Oh boy. Cord the octopus. Cord. Oh, I've been ready to rock. I said I've been ready to rock. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm ready to tear a little. Tear you know who a little something. Yeah.
All right, I think we're ready to go. Let's see. Anything else need to be? I think we're good to go. We're talking.
It's going to work. Oh yeah. No. I'm trying to send the link. I'm going to right now. Excuse me, young lady. Please step away from the bar. Ah, geez, you'll betcha. That's a bet.
I'm gonna put it on.
Great shot of me. You look god awful, but
I don't know, man. It's all
no, I'm just kidding, dude. Is it on the you clearly know how these wires work. Facebook.
Hey, Ryan, I'll go till Tim. We're ready to go. I'm all right. I'm gonna grab one for Mark. I'm gonna grab one for Martha. Just ask Tim for a glass for me. And if not, I can turn it up a little bit.
That's the only reason we might sit down. There's Wi-Fi.
You need lines. Yeah, I got this.
Calling in from Correct. Fine. No space.
While you're standing there, can you hear me okay? Sound okay? Hear me okay? All right. Ryan, you can hear me? Can you hear me, Jenny?
Yes.
A little bit more? Okay. More juice?
5, 6, 9.
Correct.
I was gonna say okay, that's fine. Yes. I'd rather have you two over there.
Okay. Thanks, darling.
No problem.
I'm gonna sit there, so you sit there.
Okay.
Bite over in the corner as far as you can.
Well,
It's probably best that you and I are right here while we put this.
good.
Maximum stability.
This week, I heard.
I'm pulling it up right now. Watch your step. We're gonna have you in the front right. And And the mic is currently off, so whenever we go live, we'll turn it on. We meet again.
Testing. Hello. You really have to talk into me. Huh?
It was crucial to them to write good notes because those notes go back to the brewery for that specific beer. So and that was when he really got passionate in the interview because it meant more to him that the beers were always going to be good than anything. You think you can make 11 years of a History Center event? Yeah, that should be exciting too. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it should be really fun. I'm used to doing this. Cool. I figured you were. It was so nice to talk to you. I was like, man, this is perfect. So. Oh, great. That's just we'll tear it up. Get behind you guys. You guys. If I sit down now, I apologize. You got audio good, recording good. I know you were diligently working this whole time. I figured I was just getting away. We did a great job with that, Ryan. I did a great job of getting away. I think I left my sheet in the bathroom. That sounds so good. That's a good place to leave a sheet.
Attention craft life, if you want to witness the raw tenacity of a live podcast, you're about to. I appreciate all your attention.
That's the whole point.
We're all here for the craft beer. Can you hear me okay, babe? I've got B. I got A? I thought I had B. I've got A. Kind of a squiggly B. That's a spa. I find resting it on your chin is
Not
the best way to
that.
Resting it on your chin is the best way to do it. That's kind of the thing.
Oh, we're talking about
Put it
microphones?
right. Yeah, you got to turn it on.
I thought I turned it on. There you
And
go.
then I find.
I got it. Got it. In.
Can you hear me come through? Yeah. Hello. All right, here we go. But we're just going to do it anyways. Yeah. This is the intro to the show. All right. Well, that was sloppy, but that's all right. We'll take it.
We can handle it. We can handle sloppy.
Craft beer. How is everyone tonight? Happy to you.
Man, I'm feeling the crowd. Doing.
This is the loudest crowd that we've had in the last 4 years.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So thank you all. We've got
Great.
good. And Mr. Leonard
So I'm the craft beer manager for ABC, I Want Spirits. I basically handle and everything that has to do with craft beer for the company, and also been involved in the craft beer industry and craft life for almost 20 years now.
That's fantastic. And I know you.
Absolutely.
Yes, we are.
We,
Yeah.
as I said earlier, Donnie, we play a lot of golf. We play twice.
Drink some beer.
Drink some beer. Yeah, we had a back. We drink a lot of beer, play a little bit of golf.
Excellent.
A great friend of mine.
Hey,
Great
Mr.
friend.
Leonard. So thank you for joining us as well. How are you affiliated in craft beer?
Oh, I love craft beer. I started drinking craft beer in the early 2000. A friend of mine moved from California, and we went to the Dunedin Beer Festival. I had my first beer with it, started doing a little brewing, joined the Tampa Mayor Bob Buckhorn, and enjoyed it doing it for a while.
Fantastic. Well, it's good to have you. We may not have the same golfing relationship that Gus and Ryan do, but
We did. Over 10, 12 years. I think we've been one. Right.
yeah, we've done a couple of times. So, facility. We of course don't know on the phone here. We're having a
Beer.
It's a great day to have fun. That's true. That's true. The Florida Craft Beer Day, we've been doing that's part of our podcast network here, Craft Beer and Geek News, for 4 years now. So the first year we did it, 2016, we actually reached out to the mayor's office, Mayor of Tampa, Bob Buckhorn, great guy, good friend of the show, and we said, hey, Bobby B, would you mind, or would you be so kind as to come out to our event? And his office basically said, we'll do you one better. They actually gave us a proclamation honored by and affiliated with, or actually recognized formally by the city of Tampa, which is fantastic. So every year for Bob's last term, which is this one, and this is last year, which is unfortunate, Bob's been signing over a proclamation officially recognized by the city of Tampa, February 15th as Florida Craft Beer Day. So that's pretty sweet. This actually started in 1897. Had those backwards. My first beer, believe it or not.
I was thinking of something, and then all of a sudden,
They blanked out. Is that your first beer? Yeah. Well, it's the first brewery in the state of Florida. It's called Florida Brewing Co.
You've had it as well? Yeah, and that's where we had the first event, and it was just a fantastic time. So ever since then, we wanted to get together every year on February 15th to talk about and celebrate craft beer in the state of Florida. I know it's changed your life, right?
Oh, absolutely. I've got involved, like you said, back then, and I was living up in Maryland at the time after I left Florida, and up here I got very involved to know a lot of craft brewers that were doing farm brewing at the time. So they opened craft breweries on their farms and were growing their own hops and their own barley. So I watched some of those craft breweries from their infancy grow up to what they are today.
I mean, that's exactly what it is. Craft beer is craft business, right? And that's what you said you saw, and now you're emulating here in the state of Florida. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I usually drink craft beer until they return to my infancy, so playing a lot of football over, so it's fine.
Yeah, always a good time. Mr. Gus, of course, being as fit as you are in the craft beer industry, you got to get it all to us. It's certainly impacted your life, man.
For sure. If it wasn't for craft beer, I wouldn't be here right now. Obviously, that is my job. That is my responsibility in my company. So, yeah, I mean, since I was 24, 25,
17, 16,
15
maybe.
years. I've been with ABC for 18 years. I've been drinking craft beer for about 15 of those. And, you know, my passion really started just trying to get something good, you know, to drink something good, whether it was wine, you know, bourbon, whiskey, whatever it was. But when it came to craft beer, it was definitely something different about it. And yeah, definitely changed a lot of my life.
Ryan, how about you?
As far as how long have I been involved with craft beer?
How has it changed your life? Because I know it certainly has.
I mean, anybody that listens to the podcast, anybody that knows some of the stories we've shared, it's really changed my life. And not only did I make better friends and everything like that in the industry, but I learned how to actually brew craft beer. And many people along the way. So it's really changed my life for the better, for all the good and everything that goes into it. So.
And we've heard that you have drank all the beer.
Well, of course. Yes.
Well, that's good. And of course, you know, starting this celebration, this day of recognition, this podcast, made great friends, great connections, people in the industry, people that are, you know, impactful to how the industry is shaped. And someone like Big Mike back there, who can't even hear us right now.
Absolutely.
Hi,
Mike for Tonka's Tap House.
Tonka's
in the
Tap
house.
in the house. Yeah, Facebook jail. That's good.
Oh, well, that's. I see you bring some craft beer tonight.
We brought a lot of. So what we also walked into a bottle share. This is, who are these folks?
I can't hear.
We'll turn it up a little louder next time.
No, it's okay.
So tell us who these folks are.
What, with us?
Yeah.
Well, I got my family with me, my mom and my dad and my wife and my son. But these are the Pasco Brewers Guild. So I'm part of the Pasco Brewers Guild.
Oh, cool.
Usually at the beer fest, I'm participating kind of by myself. I'm doing my own thing as Tonka's Tap House. But when I can, I try to participate with them. And so I brought some beer to share and have people pick off of each other and give notes and, hey, what did you do on this? What did you do on that? You know.
Yeah, well, bring on over. We'll
Yeah. Who's in charge of the Pasco?
Angela Reamer took over from Jeff.
Are they here too?
No, Jeff is
here.
Okay. Since they're starting a Liquid Garage Company, Angela took over. So.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Bring on back by. We'll talk more.
Yeah. And he also uses hops from our farm.
Oh, that's fantastic. I want to get into that in a second. I think we have some time in the Q&A, but from an overall standpoint, right, we talk about why Craft Beer Day is a thing and why it's important and why the great mayor, you know, said, hey, this is a thing that I want to recognize. Well, for Floridians, it's huge, and that's the whole point. For the beer industry, it's huge. And again, that's part of it. But we're talking at the current moment, 22,000 jobs in the state of Florida alone, which is huge. We're talking 1.2 billion in wages and salaries for the state. This is for people that live in the state and spend money in the state. Then we're talking about almost $1 million in federal funding, which is going to be crazy. These are just taxes that are being paid. So it's really a huge industry. It's huge for us. It's huge for Florida. And it's huge for everybody in this room, including Mr. Tim, who's now got his attention for the moment, and plenty others. So we're just really happy to be here celebrating about it.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's a fantastic day to remember how much money I spent yesterday on Valentine's Day. In beer? Well, no, I mean, have a beer about it. Sort of recollect, you know, why I shouldn't have bought, you know, some things, why I spent too much money at restaurants. Yeah.
We always needed a day after Valentine's Day to recover and reflect on what Valentine's Day was. And that's one of the other cool things like Photograph Beer.
Yeah.
Day after.
It's the day after, which is a great day, because nobody has plans the day after, so everybody can come out and see it.
That's right. Absolutely correct.
Or at least celebrate. That's the whole deal.
That's right. Well, I really want to know what they're drinking over there. They seem to be having a heck of a time.
They've got some really good beers.
Oh, yeah, I heard there was one that was really special, but I'm sure they'll bring it over here in a little bit.
Well, and we brought our own set of homebrewed beer too, and I want both of you guys to try it. We have a saison and an IPA, and the IPA is actually the Brazilians that we brewed for the Sierra Nevada Campfire Fund. So Ryan and myself both brewed a batch. Now he brews 5-gallon batches, and I brew about 1.5 gallons. Small batch stuff. We both brewed this beer with the intent to give it away. Whatever funds we can send over to the Campfire folks over in California, even though it's out and been done. Families get ruined, houses get destroyed, and that's just part of it. So
that's the neat thing about craft beer is that, you know, in this community, and we've talked about this dozens of times before, it can go to so much good.
Yeah,
you know,
it really can. And speak to that, Ryan, I don't know if you've ever counted up the numbers, but Ryan and I and Mr. Loutzman here actually, we participate in a couple charity brew fests, and I'm sure you guys have seen them or done so yourself. And what I counted up, Ryan, over the last 4 years is that we've raised over $100,000 for charities that are Temple Terrace Craft Beer Fest, the Hospice, Boys and Girls Club of America this year. Fantastic. So again, what does craft beer do for the state, for us? Does things like that, right? Does things like that.
That's incredible.
Not just for Florida, but for everywhere. So just wanted to say that. I don't know if you
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Again, a day for reflection.
Yeah,
you know,
the day after Valentine's Day.
That's right.
It's my life on a good path.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, that's great. So we're about halfway through 7. So at 8 o'clock, we're going to do a statewide simultoast, and what that basically means is that everybody has to have a beer in your hand. Everybody over there has to have a beer in their hand.
Already done.
Everybody. Okay, that's right. You stay on that, Tim. Tim will be our enforcer. Okay.
30 minutes, Tim. 30 minutes.
Yep, 30 minutes. But in the meantime, I want to explore a little bit about what this really does mean beyond just what we talked about. So, Leonard, we can start off, talking about the farm. When you and I first talked, you had mentioned how you came down from up north and you guys were doing a totally different business than you are right now.
Yeah. Well, my family has always lived here in Central Florida. They moved here in 1980, so they were here before the Florida Brewing Company. In the last 10 years, I've been working in software, and I developed software up in the state of Maryland. As I mentioned, I love craft beers, so I got involved with a lot of the breweries up there that were growing their own hops. So that's where I developed my familiarity with the hop growing process. And after I finished my stint up there, I moved back to Florida and decided to try to give it a go on our family farm. So
before we keep going, guys, I had a question for you. So feel free to jump in. What I thought was most interesting about Leonard's story, how he used to brew, or he used to grow hops up north and then came down. I came from Budweiser. There was a day when I worked for Budweiser for a long time. And when I was training and advocating, talking about beer, before craft beer was even a thing, really, quote unquote, there was these set of rules that applied to craft beer, to beer in general. And one of those rules is that Germany was literally in the perfect climate in one of the only areas you could grow hops. And at the time, the Pacific Northwest, you could also grow some Cascade and things like that. But those were really that belt. You imagine taking a belt around the entire globe. That little area, that belt is really the only place you could grow hops. So from your experience, when you think of hops in beer that were traditional, and then beer are hops that are grown somewhere else, is there a flavor difference? Is there something that changes in the beer?
Well, it's funny because they say that when I was telling me that he grows beer in Florida, I was like, oh, not a lot of people are doing that right now. I've been to Belgium, I've been to the West Coast, and I've seen hop farms, and like you said, the climate, everything has to do, has to be perfect. But he was telling me that Tim uses some of the hops into his beers. So far, the beers I've had from him are great. So, but I don't think. Well, the hop has a lot to do with it, but how do you implement beer and other ingredients that you use? I think everything has to be together. So at the end of the day, as long as it's done right, and you use the right process, who cares where it's grown?
Yeah,
as long as you're making great beer with it.
Go ahead, Ryan.
No, I was agreeing with Gus, but I think having it right in your own backyard is even cooler, especially in Florida, where it's harder to grow hops.
Right.
So it's not the best climate, if you will.
Yeah,
I'm sure you had your challenge.
I want to understand that difficulty from Leonard, but do you get that kind of feedback from brewers like Tim? Like you listened 4 or 5 before we were talking.
Yeah, the first year that we grew hops, Tim was one of our first customers that we provided hops to on the separate brewing company, and they did a beer with them. Yeah. And he did a beer for us. He actually named it after our family, and he's done that again this year for us with our kumquat. He used in one of his beers.
He's a cool guy. That's awesome.
So he's a great guy.
And that's the fun fact too. So the farm, before it was hops, was the kumquat farm, right?
Yeah,
Part of it.
We have citrus, kumquats, and hops and cattle. So
when I
a little
talked
bit
to
of everything.
when I talked to Mayor a couple weeks ago, he was talking to me and he was doing a bunch of things. I said, "What's going on?" He's like, "Oh, we got Kumquat Festival tomorrow. Apparently, 40,000 people show up." And
Yes. And prior to the Kumquat Festival on the Thursday and Friday before, we do an open house at the packing plant. We have about 1,200 people show up for that.
Wow. That's excellent. I got to ask,
It's a huge event.
have any of the kumquats ever been used for Tampa Brew Co's beer that they do?
yeah, it's all.
Oh, it is? Yeah. It's all for you.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Okay.
Well, actually, our first
check out. All right. I learned something. I can go.
Actually, our first customer to request kumquats to put in their beer was Alaska Brewing Company, followed by Anchor Seed.
Love Anchor.
Love Anchor. The breweries here, Tampa Mayor Bob Buckhorn, Big Storm, Ybor
Motorwork? Yeah.
And those are all, local.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I think Anchor Seed somewhere.
Yeah, Anchor Seed.
Anchor Seed out of San Francisco.
Yeah.
Right down the street.
Maybe you're gonna have the first hop festival in Florida.
We're hoping to. I'm having conversations with Tim and hoping we can do that. And Angela, we talked about it tonight also. We're hoping to do something in September.
Well, hopefully we're there. That would be fun.
Yeah, no, that'd be good. Leonard was actually telling me more about the hop plant, which again, coming from a very centralized, a very structured organization of how these people hop. I didn't realize all of the extra uses of hops. You can serve them as a delicacy in Belgium.
Right.
Have that when you're really hop shoot. Yeah,
They're great.
I'm trying to understand what the heck is a hop shoot.
What is a hop shoot?
Well, actually, when the plants first start emerging from the ground, when you go to train the vines, you only pick up 2 to 3 of the actual vines that come out of the ground, and the rest of them you trim off. And in Belgium, it's considered a delicacy, and people come from Paris to enjoy the hop shoot.
Really?
It's considered the world's most expensive vegetable. You sell up to $300 a pound for hop shoots.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Wow. And last year, when the hop shoots were coming up, we had a group of chefs from Disney World come over, and we actually cooked them out at the farm on the grill, and they were amazing. I made the chef do the cooking for them.
That sounds incredible. Hop shoots. That's what they're called.
Yes.
I have to remember. I've never heard of something. So
It blew my mind as well. It's a menu item.
I didn't know you could eat hops.
They taste similar to grilled asparagus.
I love asparagus. So can you melt some butter and some garlic?
That's
and
right.
Roast them on the
That's
grill?
what we did.
Okay. I'm sold.
So again, talking about
Freaking steak.
Florida craft beer day. Yeah, so we've got hops that you can eat, hops that you can brew with, hops that you can cook with, whatever. It's crazy. But so when is the season for a Florida hop?
Well, the hops normally go dormant in the wintertime. Ours are completely dormant right now. They'll be emerging sometime in March, next month. That's when we'll be harvesting shoots, is towards the end of March of April. And then the vines will grow up in the trellis, which is 20 foot tall. So then they start putting on the cones, which then we'll start harvesting towards the middle or end of July. Last year we did a U-pick on the 22nd of July, which had a lot of home brewers and some of the local breweries came out and picked their own hops so that they could wet hop their beers at that point in time, which is something that's impossible in Florida unless you're willing to pay a lot of money to have them airship down from the Pacific Northwest.
And that's something I never thought about either. It's just simply getting the hops. And then I see you have a bag of them there, and I'm guessing.
I'm hoping that's out.
Leonard's going to take a party there. Yeah, but see,
That's what I thought.
well, that's the thing. Like,
Don't
you,
smoke it.
so how can they? Will they stay long like this?
They're good for about a year like that. Pelletizing will allow them to last 3 to 5 years. But if you use whole cone hops, they're good for about a year. When the fresh hops, when you come off the vine, normally they got to be used within 24 to 48 hours. Got a short window. But I've seen people where they kept them up to a week. Really, you're good. Even though they say 48 hours, you can wait up to a week.
Well, and
Worst case,
brewing with them, you're using you've got to have more. So the ratio is about 1 to 5 to 1.
That's correct.
Yeah. So that's another important tip for a brewer out there.
That's correct. It's about 5 to 1. What happens is you dry, when you're getting ready to pelletize the hops, what they do is they dry them the whole cone down to 10% moisture, which is what we do for one beer. And then they take them and pound into a powder. And then they squeeze them into the pellets that what most brewers are familiar with buying.
And those basically just dissolve, right? I mean, they dissolve. And
They dissolve.
There's a little bit of muck, but not much.
Yeah.
I've seen it when we brew, Ryan. So,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But with the whole cone hops, where we just simply dry them and use them in the beer, you're going to get more flavors, and you're not going to lose. You're going to have more of the oils, and you're going to get a little bit of grassiness in the flavor that you lose when you pellet.
Which is why wet hops are best used whenever dry hopping. That gives a aroma. In my opinion, that's
Sierra Nevada and Victory only use hops. They do not use any pelletized hops in their production.
Well, so just back. We're going to just jump around for the next 15 or 20 minutes until we do our big cheers. But so I your farm relatively new, right? You said you're your third season.
We're getting ready to start our third year.
So back to this part of it. You plant them when?
Well, actually, they're perennial.
Okay,
so every year the plants will come up in March. Normally, Northwest. Usually it's September and October that they do their harvest. In Florida, they mature a little earlier than that. We start getting them in, like I said, mid-July. So we're able to harvest July, August, September, and October. So we actually get on picking versus normally in the Pacific Northwest. It's about a month in which they bring in the full harvest.
Yeah, picking hops in the middle of July in Florida, that's not an easy task. I mean, it's nice and breezy out.
Oh, yeah. It's great weather.
It sounds it.
Lots of low ABV beer, I'm sure. No.
Yeah.
So what kind of volume are you getting out of a crop?
Our plants are relatively new. Like I said, they're only, this will be our third year. And so we're not getting a lot of volume. We had a couple 100 pounds this past year, but we're expecting now that they're 3 years old to have a significant more poundage of hops available. And we're working with different varieties because it's never been done in Florida before. We are working currently with 22 different varieties trying to figure out which ones will grow here and which ones won't grow here. For example, Williamette, we planted some of those. No, not. They totally died. We lost all those. Yeah. So and then we also found that we planted some varieties the first year. They did great. But then the second year, they didn't come back. So,
is that a specific?
It's a specific variety. So what we're finding is we don't, just because something does great one year doesn't mean that it's going to consistently be great in the future. And it's probably going to be 5 years before we really know what works in Florida and what doesn't.
That makes good sense. And is it a terribly expensive operation, an acre side hop? Is it something that, like, if you don't make the batch, it wrecks the farm, or is it percentage-wise?
Well, we're doing this kind of as a hobby on the side, so we're losing money every year.
Yeah, I lose a lot of beer.
It's always fun. We're not,
and we have money.
So hops are your loss leader. Is that what you're saying?
That's right.
Yeah. But that's what happens with a hobby, right? Or a passion.
That's right.
And the best hobbies, the best passion, turn into business, right?
That's right.
Well, I had a question too.
Long term, we'll be able to become profitable, but that still remains.
Well, obviously, Tim speaks very highly of you guys, but I'm sorry, Ryan.
No, I had a question as you were talking. It's almost a two-part question. Of the hops that you grow, what are the top 2 or 3? And have you noticed an increased percentage of alpha acid year to year? You said going on year 3. So okay, and I heard that when they first start growing, they're maybe a little bit lower, but then as you get more and more crops, they grow higher in alpha acid. So what's your perspective on that?
Well, we didn't test our plants this year. We tested them the first year. We had a 5.5% alpha on our cascades and a 2.8 on the beta. So you're going to get, what we're finding is there's less bitterness in the Florida hops, and they tend to be sweeter, believe it or not. They have more sweet flavor to them.
That's what I was saying. You think in a different climate zone, when you have different type of hops, there's going to be some variation, right?
Oh, yeah.
Science can't have the exact same that you would grow in, say, Seattle or Germany or whatever.
Well, I mean, they've done some experiments or some research in Germany, and they grew sods and nag spots and zoa, which is in Czechoslovakia. And what they found, sods and Tinag tended to have the same flavor as the Tinag hops. And the sods that was grown in salts tended to have the same flavor as the salt hop. And all these places are only about 100 miles apart. So the difference in climate and soil just between those regions was so different. So different.
Talking about 1,800 miles going north to south.
Yeah.
That's a huge difference.
That's huge. That's big because I know Sods and Technic are using a lot of Belgian beers. That would change the total flavor of a Belgian beer.
Yes.
So, that's interesting. That's good information right there.
It's just fascinating how that. It's still fascinating the fact that you can even do that as a viable product that you can grow here. Something about it seems so interesting. I don't know how to even say it.
But our top 3 hops, of course, Cascade's actually, we have about a half acre of Cascade. That's our #1 hop, and it's doing really well here in Florida. We're getting good production off of it. Yeah.
Cascades have I hear anything in the seas has a more citrusy flavor, and what better a hop to grow like a Cascade, in Florida where we have citrus all over the place, oranges, everything. So that makes sense in a way.
But, and we've had good luck with the Newports this last year, which is a high alpha hop, around 12% or so. And Kieran did really well for us. It's a Japanese hop. It has a real lime flavor.
Wow. Kieran?
Yes, just like Kieran beer. It's actually what they use in Kieran beer.
The lime flavor. That's interesting.
It's very interesting to use. And we did well with this last year.
Let's see. Gus and Ryan, this is a question for you. Or I'm going this order. Ryan first, then Mr. Ross, and then Gus.
Okay.
So when talking about different hops and these subtle notes of flavor, do you think that you could taste the difference, Ryan first, between a Says or a Kieran or a Cascade? If you brew the same beer,
if the beer was, well, I've never had Kieran, but if that's fine, I'd probably expect it.
You think your palate's that developed?
Well, I don't know if I would know based on the flavor, but you would know based on the bitterness of the beer.
And the can. What it says on the can.
Exactly. Because a Technic, a Sauce, or something like that, that's going to have a lower alpha acid. Whereas a Cascade usually is around 12, 13, 14%.
And again,
and I think Kieran was too.
Kieran's around. It's a lower. It's around 6 or 8%.
6 or 8. Okay, what was the one you said?
The
It was 12.
the Newport.
The Newport. I've never brewed with it. I don't know if I've ever had a beer unless I unknowingly had a beer with the Newport Cascade. Or, excuse me, Newport hop. So I don't know. You go on the bitterness, maybe not on the flavor.
It's also got to do with the method of brewing, right? I would assume.
When you add the boil,
Right. Yeah. How long, 60, 90, all that stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mr. Lawson, same question.
Yeah, I tend to know what kind of hops they are for the first 6 beers I have, but then after that, I'm just guessing game, really. I mean, I sort of a dartboard mentality, but
So is that a maybe?
it's a maybe. I mean, I'm strong maybe. I can pick out some of the distinct ones.
That's why Last Man falls asleep during the cast.
That's all I have to PlayStation, all right? But no, I really think I can. Some of the stronger ones, I can actually go, oh, okay, I remember that. Like a Cascade, I think a stronger one. But some of the finer ones, I'm like, tastes good to me.
Mr. Gus, last to you.
Yeah, I would say I could definitely identify a few of them, not all of them. I mean, I started with wine, developing my palate. So, I can tell you what those grapes are in wine. So I can tell you a few hops, not all of them. There are a few that have that funkiness to it that I can definitely know right away that I'm not going to like beer. And then when you blend a bunch of different hops in one beer, no, I can't say. I can tell you what's in there.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm that well developed as any one of you gentlemen to tell the difference. But I certainly do. When I started drinking craft beer, really getting into it, I was all about the IPAs. I like that spiciness. I like that pine. I like that flavor that it brought. And then I kind of transitioned into like a porter stout phase, and I'm kind of in my Belgian phase now. I can't get enough of them. I brewed one. I didn't bring it tonight, but I brewed one a couple weeks ago, and it's one of my favorite beers. In fact, even Holy from Coppertail is one of my all-time favorite beers, especially local here in the state. It's just it's one of my favorites. But enough about my favorites. What do you drink, Mr. Leonard, when you're out and about?
Actually, one of my favorite beers, which I'm drinking right now, is Tim's Casper Secret, which is an APA, which is made with the hops from our.
Well, you're a little biased, I would say.
Yeah, I'm definitely biased on that one. And I also, it depends on the time of the year. I like lighter beers in the summer and darker beers. I'm a big porter guy in the winter.
Yeah, I was up north. I spent some time up north in Michigan, and we used to drink the dark beers on the ski slopes, sitting out there. When it's cold, you just sit by a fire. It's something about a night porter or a winter warmer that really does capture that vibe. Or even like a Marsden towards all time. It's just great. So, but down here, we don't really change as much.
It's been about 2 or 3 days,
yeah,
a year that you have to be on your game, get the right beer for the right season.
To drink an entire winter's worth of those beers.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
No, okay. So, all right. So I heard from Mr. Leonard. Gus, you got any particular favorites that you highlight? Style which you just like to drink?
It's hard. Every time somebody asks me what's your favorite beer, I usually say the right time, the right weather, things like that. It's on the point is probably one of my ultimate favorites. It's a Belgian, farmhouse style, great beer. Hopefully I get to go there this year actually. But if you look at my refrigerator, I probably have a ton of stouts in there, whether they're barrel aged, there's regular, so. It's hard to say that it's not my favorite, but I have a bunch of stouts in my refrigerator.
Do you homebrew, or have you?
I've done a couple of times, but no, I don't. I have 5 kids. I don't have time for that.
Oh yeah.
I don't have time to drink it.
Yeah. You've already done your homebrewing, I guess. Mr. Ryan, your play.
I am a huge stout supporter.
I
drink black coffee during the day, and it always is reminiscent of that. It's got that, just real harsh finish, with coffee and stouts. But stouts first for me, and then of course I love IPAs, and reds too. I love that malt forward caramelistic sort of flavor connotation. I love those 3 styles of beer.
As the only
my
ginger on the board here, I agree. Red's pretty
Yeah,
solid.
I was gonna say, speaking of red,
When you're saying when I drink a red, I think of you. What you're saying?
I'm not saying you have to.
That'd be kind of weird. But if you want me to, I will. I will think of you.
Oh,
Every time I drink a red now,
Every time I
Oh,
that's uncomfortable.
boy.
Yourself, now what's your style?
I'm sort of just all over it. I'm very much so starting out my journey into craft beer. So I really like trying new things. I like hating things that I'm like, whoa. I just like kind of trying everything right now. I'm big on IPA, but I think where everyone really starts. So
Yeah.
still starting fresh a little bit.
I think IPAs are a starting point for most people just because every brewery has an IPA or one that they want to try or one that they want to make. Thank you, Jimmy. We have we're being served by cocktail waitress here. Thank you. Yeah, but I already said Belgians are my thing right now, and I don't know why that is. I think to Laos, just trying them out. Like, what I've learned is that Belgians have such a wide spectrum of what a Belgian is. You have not only like an everyday table Belgian, really. And you have things like Trappist ales, the really weird ones. I'll never forget. I went to Ybor City actually years ago, and I just went for the most foreign Belgian legitimate looking thing I could find, and it was terrible. And I say terrible because that's how I appreciate it. You know, maybe that's what it's supposed to taste like. I just remember it tasting like sour vinegar. It tasted like I think they either got a bad beer or I didn't appreciate it.
It was probably Rodenbach. When I first tried Rodenbach, it was funny because it was a sour beer. You have metallic, it was just all these different flavors, and you're like, what is this? So when you get somebody that can explain that to you and make sense of it, then you're like, okay, then it's supposed to be sour. But yeah, they definitely have some funky, weird beer.
Yeah, like I said, I've had one or two of these. I will not be going back.
Oh, and I feel bad because I do love Belgium. I left them off my list, but I do love Belgium beer.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Some of them have that banana bread flavor. Some of them have that kind of doughy texture to it, and they've got this great aroma. And it's just, I feel connected with Belgium. Yeah. I've been to Belgium. It's great. It's great. They're great people.
it's a beautiful place.
Yeah, good beer, a lot of tulips.
Their style of beer, well, I connected with another
There you go.
So because you've got about 5 minutes before I'm going to make some real impression and get on the stage for a second. But 5 minutes for you, bud. Yeah.
You read for a while.
You read your phone. 5 minutes I'm coming for you. 9 minutes we're doing the cheers.
I'd like to find out what some of those beers are at the table if we have the time to fit them in before we
After
do
the
that.
cheers, let's
After
do
the
that.
cheers?
Okay. What we're gonna do, we're gonna give in 5 minutes. I'm gonna give Tim his gift that we came here to give him.
Yes.
And then we'll do the cheers after that, and then we'll spend some time. Yeah. And we'll spend some time talking to everybody else and interacting.
Tim's like my gift's given. Now I have to tell them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Tim's a great guy, and
Absolutely.
we're just having a blast. We always have a blast with Tim, and
Well, and this wasn't brought up yet. Tim was one of my biggest teachers when I first started brewing as a home brewer.
mentor, right?
It was. Yeah, I brewed with him on his system, and he'd show me a few things, and then I would take my beer to Gus, and Gus would tell me if it was good or bad. So both these guys are instrumental. And you, Donnie, I always tell you, get involved with this podcast.
The best things I ever did because that's
what got me in.
Well,
I'm in an awesome place too. So
You guys,
he was wearing a Star Wars shirt. Star Wars.
There you go.
I know a little bit about it, but I like you.
That's all it takes to be friends with Ryan these days, everyone. Just wear a Star Wars
Wear a
shirt.
Star Wars shirt. I'm like, hey, I'm on a podcast. We can talk.
And I'll invite you golfing the day after.
Well, no, that's great. But again, that harkens back. I know we've had a lot of good conversation the last hour here, but this is why we're here, right? This is why we're talking about it. This is why we started this thing.
Absolutely.
Ryan. I appreciate that. All of us. You guys contributing. It's Gus being involved in guiding. Think about the thousands of people that Gus gets to touch with craft beer.
Absolutely.
And it's insane. And then
On a daily basis.
Literally touching people with his beer because he's making the ingredients. Right. It's just, that's why we celebrate. That's why it's so impactful. So
that's what we hope to do is make local craft beers more local by providing local ingredients.
Well, we've talked about this before. I'm sure because I've been to England, seen the breweries there, and
Not yet. Hopefully.
not yet. Well, Belgium, same thing. I use England as an example because we highlighted this maybe in our 50th episode or something. But in the UK, there's like 10 breweries per square mile or something like that. I forget what the stats are exactly. But when you come to the United States, there's like 65 breweries per capita, whatever it is. The ratio was like a 600% difference or something. And people walk around and they talk about the craft beer industry now, and they say we're hitting this bubble or we're going to slow down. There's no slowdown in the UK. They just never had a prohibition. That's all. They just always had beer.
True.
I mean, that's all it was. So the fact that people say that craft beer is going to slow or something's going to stop or the interest in whatever is going to die, it won't. And I don't think it's going to even slow down for a while. Just because that's the nature of the business. And to your point, what people resonate to, and I know Gus, I'll get to you in a second, but is the locality of it. You feel like you own it, you're a piece of it, or you're something, even if you just go down to your local craft beer.
Yeah, so local is going to be more hyper-local. Like when I was in California and San Diego and San Francisco, things like, places like that. The local area within, a few miles. Local doesn't mean that because it's made in Miami, you're going to drink it in Jacksonville. In California, local is in California. When a new brewery comes up and starts they want to go statewide. We really get invest if you stay direct. Growing market. Every door in that market. Invest if you stay in the market. Grow. Be hyper local. Put your every door. Create a lot of production problem, quality, different things. You start trying to make a lot of beer because you have to cover the entire state or 5 different markets.
When you're that hyper local, you get to drink things like Sunny Sea and the pear. Things that I've never been to an Asian I've never been there, and you see flavors and different types of beers, but you don't often see that stuff, right? Like you see the experimental stuff that isn't bottled or canned, stuff that Tim makes on a daily basis. That's what you get out of a local brewery. And when I mean local, I mean the micro, hyper local brewery, right? Yeah. So that's the beauty. It's Ashley. Since you're here, let's wait for a moment. Yeah, and well, Tim, grab that mic for two.
Well, this microphone. Oh no, I'll keep the glasses. Trade me.
This is the first time he's worked all night.
Come on, no, just trade me spots. I'll gladly take it. It's okay. You're more important. Here you go, darling.
All right, and Ashley, if I can have you stand over here. On that side. Sorry, guys. We're on the podcast. We're having a break here just to reset because we got about 4 minutes. My call.
Everybody have a beer in their hand.
Yeah. Hello, Craft Light.
Hello, Craft Light.
Hello. So everybody in Craft Light, just so you know, we're the Craft Geek podcast. Hello, thank you for being here. 8 o'clock in 4 minutes. We do what's called a simul toast. So the simul toast is where everybody, there's about 44 breweries that participated last year. I'll have to check the stats for this year. But what we do is at 8 o'clock, we all raise a glass and we basically do cheers to Florida craft beer. If you've not heard of us before, Mayor Bob Buckhorn is so we are fully city approved. But going back to your stuff, we're staying in 3 minutes recording, so we have a little celebration for Tim. But you guys are welcome to come over and join us.
Absolutely.
2 minutes. Warning. It is. So just to available time to get sweaty on the stage. So I don't ever. Tim, thank you so much for being here tonight. It means a lot to us. A lot to everything we support, and these guys here have. Ashley's going to help us out here the Florida Craft Beer Proclamation 2019. You can pull that folder, babe. Thank you, Vince. Yep, just you pull it off. Just be careful, don't pull the whole thing off the stage. There you go. So Tim, he brought this for you, and Ashley's holding your copy in your hand right there. But if you want to read through some of it, go ahead. We got time. Ashley, if you can see, I'll read it. Yeah. I see the glasses. I'll read a little snippet here. And again, I've got a 2-minute warning, everyone.
That's awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Really cool.
All right, 1 minute and counting. So the proclamation, again, here's the highlights. Whereas brewery dedicated to building the making of beer, alcoholic fermented beverage is one of the world's most popular drinks overall. We are here with the Brewmasters.Club as us, using the science and industry-leading research to inspire a learning adult beer drinkers, support local economies and craft breweries. We'll celebrate our 4th annual Craft Beer Day at Craft Life Brewing. Land O'Lakes, Florida. Celebrate the economic, the cultural, societal, historic impact of brewing. What it has made impact Florida and Tampa Bay. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cheers! Thank you, everybody. Go around the block. Okay. I know you can get some more.
Tim, would you like to say anything? I know you can do it. I believe in you. Everybody, Tim.
Thank you so much, guys. It's been a real honor to have you guys here. It's been a really great experience. We've been here almost 3 years now, and we've always been supporting these guys and everything they do for craft beer. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and doing the podcast. And, cheers.
Cheers to you. Thanks, buddy. All right, now our bottle share group. You guys want to come over and participate a little bit?
Absolutely. What are you guys drinking over there? I heard a couple beers were on the market, but now we're intrigued. We want to stand to at least we already opened up that one.
All right. What is
All right. Would that be possible?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Honey, what do you got over there?
Sure.
So this is the fun podcast. All the formalities are out the window. Now we're on the drinking, right? Is that what we're doing? Okay. Wait, and I think we also got some craft beer from Thomas Tap House over there. Yeah. A little shout out to you.
This is where it gets really interesting, people.
So we can make this bottle share as fun and as big as possible. This is going to go out to hundreds of listeners, thousands of listeners that we have on our podcast.
So, but I apologize for the cord length here. If you want to step over here, please give us a little bit about your group and what you guys are here doing.
All right, so we're the Pasco Brewers Guild, and this is our February meeting hosted by Craft Life. So we're very excited to be here. Craft Life has always been a great support of the Pasco Brewers Guild. So we're essentially group of people who love beer and homebrew and share it. We participate in the festival. We're going to be Hot Beer Heroes tomorrow. They raised $10,000 for veterans last year, so we're really excited to be a part of that. So we're just here to have fun and we're excited to be part of Craft Beer Day.
That's excellent. Yeah, we appreciate you guys. I know a couple of other members of your group. If you guys, how do people find you? How do they get a piece of the group here? If they're local, we've been talking about local all night here. That's like the flavor of this evening. So
we have a Facebook page, it's Pasco Brewers Guild. Anyone can join and be a part of it. We're very open. There are no fees or anything. You can participate in as much or as little as you want. So we have 89 members of the Pasco Brewers Guild, and we participate around 10 different events throughout the year.
That's fantastic. And I tried the first year you just handed me a little bit. What was that?
That was my caramel coffee porter.
I had the caramel smoky. That's what I knew. Smoky. That's part of the bottle share. That's not the This is the part.
As soon as she's like, I gotta have it.
Come to Old Mickey's on April 13th. We will have a cake there.
Absolutely. Let's go there. We know the people we know the people.
So the gentleman behind you handed us this bottle. We took a little sample. Can you just tell a little bit about it?
Yeah. So, this is week off. I was part of the Tampa Mayor Club for 8 years that I did it. And you got like $5 per season that they did. And you paid X amount of dollars. You got the barrel-aged bottles nobody else got. And so it was all part of Cigar City back before everything else happened.
Well, that's something truly special, man. We appreciate you. That's a 2015.
Absolutely. Back to your group. We just wanted to try.
Oh, no. Please.
Oh,
that's a night ender right there.
Yeah, really.
So, odor oil, delicious at the same time.
So our buddy Mike said,
absolutely. We
Come
on over, Mike. You brought a couple beers here tonight, right? Just one. You brought a couple of bottles.
Yeah.
What are we drinking?
What do we expect?
This is just a light brown ale that I had done as an extract, and I actually put the bananas in. But I wanted to get the banana. So that's hand stamping. So I got the banana flavor just from the yeast, just from letting it sit. So it's a nice banana.
No, that's what.
Yeah,
dude, that's killer. It's nice, light, drinkable. At the same time, you get that banana profile with the brown profile. So I just took it.
It was grains unmilled, sitting sealed in my bathtub for a year and a half. And I just was like, let me do a test run to see if this is something that I want. And I really got the yeast flavor that I want. So now I'll go to Florida down the road. I will purchase me some grains, and hopefully I'll have one on tap at the Tampa Terrace Craft Brew Fest this year.
Yeah, we'll see.
I wanted to do the Big Mickey's, but my wife told me that I could do something else that night. So
it's all right.
Yeah,
we'll see it.
This is delicious beer, man. We're a big fan of your beers too.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Most of go ahead.
No, we can leave. I just have a question.
Oh yeah. It's, I've had home brewing is, as y'all know, it's a learning. There's a learning curve, and there's certain things that I had beers I had to dump before Beer Fest.
I remember that one.
I've had plastic tastes. You try to hide them and all this. And Tim is really, by coming up here and sort of volunteer brewing, and Tim has shown up at my house and brewed with me, and I've learned how to fix that. I figure if I'm going to do this professionally one day, I got to fix this stuff now on a cheaper scale before it costs actually real money.
Which we learned a lot that day. We brewed that.
We tried to do green grass and rye ties and scorched it on its elements.
Yeah.
It tasted. We tried to patch that all 10 ways to Sunday.
But we had a great time doing it.
Yes.
That was the important part.
Yeah.
But the learning curve is what he was alluding to is very important to perfecting your craft and getting that beer specifically, because we learned a lot that I think we needed rice hulls or something like that.
Yes.
Make sure that the matchstick stick and everything. That was a very important lesson for me as a young home brewer who had only been brewing stove at that point.
Yeah. So it was really good. And so I thank Tim for allowing. If I get off work early on a Monday, I know that I can pop in here and help him take care of some things, and he always opens his doors to me. So thank him, and thank you guys for being here. And
absolutely.
Yeah, well, thank you. Mike, before you left, that's what I wanted to transition into the home brew. So how long have you been home brewing?
I started in 2014. My sister bought me a 1-gallon extract book. Okay. So I was doing it on my stove in my house in Holiday. And then I went from there. I bought a refrigerator for $30 on Craigslist, which still is running in my garage now. No. Then I went to a 5-gallon extract. Then I went to 5-gallon all grain, and now I have tanks to top off of. And I'm upping and upping. But I've got 2 refrigerators, a freezer, and a refrigerator in my garage. And I'm under $200.
Wow. But it's a hobby that you're hoping turns into a business, right?
And this is exactly Mike has come out and did UPay last year.
Yes.
He brought his whole family out.
Oh, we're going to be there for sure.
Yeah, we had my son. It was at the time maybe He may have been a year old. I don't think so. Out there picking hops and stuff, and so it was really cool.
Well, and that's where it all starts, is just on the stove, really.
Yeah.
That's where it started for me. That's where it started for Mike. I don't know where it started for him, but I'm sure you can attest that.
Software.
Yeah.
And how software that's the brewery, but whatever. You guys are figuring it out.
And it just grows from there. Then you meet people, you learn different things, and then like even the last weekend event that I did, you see everybody started in small, humble beginnings, and that's what it's all about.
That's where I'm trying to get my son going now. So like, I had to give my parents.
He's got the high five down.
Yeah.
But the fist bump's coming.
It's
so,
when I was a kid, it was my parents that said go get me Natty Light. I want him to say, well, Dad, do you want to do it with IPA? Or do you want to?
Okay.
What do you want? You know.
What is your palate feel like this evening?
Yes.
Chocolate or do you want to sharp cookies?
Shut up.
Well, and you gotta give him a little bit of hop here, a little bit of hop, but not the beer, so you get the flavor profile down there. I got you.
Cheers, guys.
This is fun.
This is so much fun. It's been a good time.
Well, that's what I was trying to get into.
Crowd to it. It's awesome.
I was trying to get into the drive.
What is this?
Microphone. One more time.
Winter ale brewed with spruce tips.
Thank you.
Brewed with spruce tips.
Drinking a Christmas tree.
You know, I've always wondered what that water tastes like at the bottom of the.
Yeah, and I've tried it. It's not that great.
That's it. Fermented Christmas tree water. What is it called? Ashley, I'm going to need your palate on this one.
Hibernation. Hibernation. All right. We're going to tell you how to do it. Here, give us a sample before you pick it up.
Wow.
Hold on. Okay.
Right here. So Ryan, what I wanted to ask you about was to speak on the homebrew piece, because you're the more tenured homebrewer. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. When he said fermented Christmas tree, that's what it is. That's what it is. Like if you've ever gone to a Christmas tree lot, you smelled Christmas trees being cut at the bottom, that's delicious. Honestly,
so how is there actual Christmas tree?
Spruce tip. It's not bad. It tastes exactly like a Christmas tree. I've always wondered what a Christmas tree would taste like if I put one in my mouth.
Over there.
This is it. I like this.
It's amazing.
This is amazing.
Yeah. Ryan just always struggled with blending one. He just doesn't know. Yeah. He puts his pieces right in the blender. Yeah.
Did you make this?
Very good. The aftertaste on that is incredible.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, it leaves you wanting more, but also feeling refreshed.
Did you say leaves you?
I did say you.
Get out of here. I don't think they're pedals.
They're not leaves. They're leaves.
That'll be available at Keg Brewing, KEG. That'll be available at Keg Brewing, Crazy Age Garage Brewing.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you sharing.
I mean, did you? I got one more question. Dry hop anything, or is this just all?
This is delicious.
Spruce tips when in the boil.
Dude,
I want this next.
or this coming Chris. I want this.
If you drink it, you can have it all year round.
Correct. It's legit. So I'll take a gallon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is
delicious.
so while all that chaos going on, that is I really do like that. It reminds me of the spaghetti toast. Try. Yeah. Wow. No, I learned. You know spaghetti but during conversation, Gus, I threw over my too. So give me your raw thoughts on it, Gus. I really want to hear what you think, good or bad, because me and Ryan tried my saves on as well. And I just wanted to get some expert opinions on it. That's talking about brewery. Again, this is all for. Oh.
Where you running like West Coast, West Coast style?
And that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. It was a West Coast style IPA. So, it doesn't have the same kind of, what I've noticed with Ryan's, And I noticed I tried one other one. I think I tried it in the loop, and they don't taste like a typical IPA. They're not a juicy IPA either. I hate it. They're almost sweet, and they're just very different. But
Yeah, it's definitely malty. You can tell that it's like the West Coast style that you're going for. I'm not getting a lot of hops. But might be a little too sweet on the back end.
That's a fine criticism,
but I can drink it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. At the end of the day, as long as I don't have to pour it out the drain, I'm okay. But Leonard, what do you think?
It's good. I like it. I'm not a big fan of the bitterness on the end.
Yeah.
I like a milder IPA, and this is good.
Good. Well, I'm honored to have you both tried and provide some feedback. Mine's thinking on it. Go ahead, buddy.
You guys hear me? I've had a couple of different variations of the Brazilian.
And mine's the best.
I'm actually. I mean, I do. I pick up on the sweetness that Gus was talking about, but I still pick up on hops. And honestly, I know that Sierra Nevada, they put that recipe out there. Everybody did it their own certain way, which even with water profile and everything like that is a huge thing.
Well, and ingredients were coming all over the place, right?
Exactly.
I think they had $700,000 in ingredients that were donated for that.
Exactly.
That beer nationwide. Because if you're a big enough brewery, some size, you could have applied for that to get those donated to you. I'm 1.5 gallons. You're 6. We did it out of this to be part of it.
But still, at the same time, like I've had so many different variations of that same beer that this one fits the mold perfectly in the same category. I can't say if it's plus or minus or whatever, but I think it fits the flavor profile of what the resilience beer is. So that is a tribute to the Pico Brew system too.
Well, thank you all. I appreciate it. I wasn't looking for a smattering of compliments. I just wanted to honestly get
Donnie, how can you not, look for some compliments?
I thought it was all right. Is that what you wanted?
I see the guy with the red beard.
Well, all right. I mean, we've been talking now for a long time, and I know you guys probably got to commute home and want to get back to your families. We want to wrap it up soon. Any final thoughts, Ryan? Again, this is all in celebration of Florida Craft Beer Day. We're not up here talking about how great the beers are, or how great the beers are, or how amazing the Christmas tree beer was. Hibernation, because it was freaking amazing.
Like I said, last week I did an event, and I met some really cool people, and it was a judging event that I helped support. Really got some great feedback from the person that ran it. And the number one thing at the event was just making sure that craft beer is evaluated properly from each different brewery that's putting beer out there. And that's what I think a cool thing in Florida is that we are striving to produce some of the world's best craft beer and beer in general. So in short, this is why I love this day, Valentine's Day. I still ask, man. I give you credit for that. But I think it's really awesome that we can all come together, talk about it, not just the beer, but the community around it, and see all these awesome people out here that are having a great time. So Florida Craft Beer Day, February 15th, every single year, here on out. There you go. That's my summary tonight.
Fantastic. That was a great conversation, Ryan. Of course, we could be here without you, buddy. Thank you so much.
Pleasure, my friend.
Mr. Gus, closing arguments?
Being in this industry has been great. Seeing the craft beer industry grow in Florida is amazing. Obviously, being in Tampa, living in Tampa, seeing Cigar City and all those great breweries get up around and really get in front of that industry and open the doors for a lot of other breweries has been great. I don't think we're slowing. I know people saying the craft beer is slowing down. Or now we're having more and more breweries, coming to the state. We see more local breweries coming and present to us. And people still want to drink good beer, and we're definitely making good beer in Florida. So I'm just looking forward to drinking a Florida IPA with Florida grown in 2 years. That's going to be a day that I really feel proud of.
Gus, I'm with you. That's what I'm saying. I'm so fascinated by Leonard and his business, but oh man, we're getting more dropped off here. No. Okay. All right, one more time. Crazy Eddie's Garage. Use the microphone, Ryan. Already friends. He just forgot.
That's okay. All right, this guy. From New York City. What are we drinking now? I might have. I want some pizza. I'm walking here. Yeah. Hey. Across the street.
It's a milk porter. I call it Highland. Highlands oat milk porter.
I got you. Oh,
Highland
Oat milk porter. I think
Okay.
Need more?
Crazy Eddie, we appreciate you, sir.
See, my phone
is Crazy Eddie.
I believe that. Thank you, sir. Mr.
I
Leonard.
told you we were going to brew one day.
Yeah. All right. Let's finish this out.
I almost said the F word.
It's okay. Don't do that.
Well, for the one if Tonka's okay with it, I'll say it.
If we include you, you're all in small chat.
Now it's too late. I can't say it anymore.
Too late. Mr. Leonard, please.
I've been following the growth of the craft beer industry for the last 18 years.
Is that a fun pun?
And I actually, even when I was up in Maryland, and now that I'm down here in Florida, I've watched homebrewers grow, and they had a dream to open their own brewery, and I followed them and watched them go through the whole process from being a homebrewer to having a viable and operational, brewery. And I still follow some of those breweries up in Maryland, and I've watched what they've been doing. And it's still, like you said, it's still a growing industry. And what's great about craft breweries is it's not like your typical bar, smoke-filled bar. People come in with their families, their children, their dogs.
And it's welcoming.
And there's a great feeling. It's like the Cheers TV show from years ago. That's what craft breweries are like. That's what it's all about.
Except Ryan keeps forgetting everyone's name. And it's forgetting like Crazy Eddie and we're good friends.
It's a reverse Cheers for him, but everyone else, I totally agree.
Well, Alfman, you go last, and then I'll finish this out. So go and please just closing words. Florida Craft Beer Day 2019. This has been so fun, so exciting. It's been a great turnout.
I think honestly, this event is exactly what it's all about. I mean, just randomly bumping into other, home brewers, trying things that we didn't even see coming, and just having a great time doing it. So, I mean, it really this is just a fantastic day to celebrate all of that. So, I think everything's accomplished here. Absolutely, I think it's just been a great time.
All right. Well, I do not want to waste any more time, but you guys are here to talk to people, so we are going to. First off, thank Tim. Hey, Mr. Tim.
Thank you so much for letting us do this. Everybody Tim, please. He's got some really cool things coming in the near future. So if you've not been here, definitely check out Craft Life on Facebook, Instagram, all those other places. He's got some great stuff coming. It's a really good news to share, but I won't share it yet.
All right. Well, that's a fun little zinger. I also want to thank Mr. Smokey's Lifestyle Cigars. We got Fausto back there. He's came here with some hand-rolled cigars. We're going to go try them out and hang out with some cigars. There is nothing more Tampa, nothing more local than cigars, right? Other than traffic. Okay. You can make traffic cigars.
Jesus. I want to. The moment I forget about traffic, you bring it right back up as I'm halfway drunk.
I want to thank Mr. Gus, ABC Gus, for being here tonight. Sir, your expertise, your knowledge, your friendship. We just appreciate it, man.
You know where the page, right?
Yeah. you have a wealth of knowledge, and we appreciate it. Mr. Leonard,
Thank you for having me.
so thank you. And thank you, Leonard, for being here. Your stories are amazing, extremely interesting. I can't wait to visit the farm. He's actually speaking with me at the Tampa History Center on April 11th. We're doing a Florida connection, so go to the Tampa Bay History Center.com, I assume, to find their website, their event schedule. Leonard and myself will be there moderating for all panels for all of the History Center annual and some other special guests, pass holders, and there it'll really be a great time. They're about to launch a massive exhibit for the March 1st, first day of a Tampa Bay Beer Week. That's really exciting. But we look forward to seeing you guys all there. And then in my last closing words here, again, like Ryan said, find us on the Facebook group, find Tim on the Facebook. We have a fantastic group called Craft Brews Facebook group, about 100 members strong almost at this point. We have great dialogue, great conversation. We love everybody in there, and we just want to invite you. So to close this thing out, I just want to again say thank you to everybody that's listening. Thank you to everybody that's here tonight, and thank you to Craft Beer.
Absolutely.
All right,
not just Craft Beer, Doc. Florida Craft Beer.
Florida. Is that like the end closer?
No, I'm not stealing that from you, Lance. I think that's going to be yours.
Don't drop the mic. As we like to say,
this one was, yes.
Oh. Lotsman, did you have something?
Oh, yeah, I actually did have one thing.
Go ahead.
I did just look it up. It is the Tampa Bay History, TampaBayHistoryCenter.org.
So that makes sense. It's not brought to you.
Well,
Thank you, Myra. All right. Well, as we say at the end of every podcast,
you're Tim in trouble now.
That's all right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Enjoy Craft Life. We appreciate you guys. Happy Florida Craft Beer Day.
Everybody, keep drinking all night long.
Support craft beer. Buy a beer from Tim.
I'm sorry.
That's right. You're going to have to step away with that. All right. I don't know why we're recording. Let's do our recording this part. Man, we'll just do it anyways. All right. Anybody there still on the video? You guys, we're talking to you. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe. We'll talk to you later. As soon as I can turn this thing off. You can turn your mics off.
I kind of like I want to walk around.
No, Ryan, I'm turning yours off.
Uh-oh. I got the silent
wire mic to Tim.
Just the Tim.